God bless football, Mikey A.
God bless football, Mike Golic.
God bless football, Taylor.
God bless football, Izzy.
Oh my God, I don't know what to do now. God bless football, Stu.
Yes.
Okay, it's a circle.
Yes. The God bless football room is growing, Mike Golic. It's growing.
It is. Got a lot of names to throw around.
I know. What'd you make of last night's game? It's funny that everyone is focused on the Ravens, the best 1-2 team of all time in the NFL, and very few people are focused on, hey, after week one, Lions lost their coordinators, aren't going to be as good, and Dan Campbell puts one on. The way Dan Campbell likes to do it, by the way, 4 rushing touchdowns, and puts one on Baltimore last night.
The Detroit offense, I don't worry about. I know they lost Ben Johnson, have John Morton now, but they have so many weapons to spread the ball to. They rushed for over 200 yards thanks to a 72-yard run by Montgomery, but they have a number of players to spread the ball out to. I was worried more about their defense last night, but 7 sacks, 6 tackles for losses, 6 quarterback hits, 7 sacks by 6 different people. I mean, that was impressive. I had been down a little bit on Detroit. How would they come back from both coordinators? And then especially that defense, because the defense, especially the secondary, have been hit by injuries last year. How would they respond? The guy opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, Marcus Davenport, who they hope would be the other edge, he's on IR. So there was some concern there. But boy, oh boy, have they opened the gates. And before everybody gets on Baltimore.
Right.
Do you know what Baltimore's record was the first 3 games last year?
Was it 1-2?
They were 1-2.
Right.
You know how many yards Derrick Henry had last year after 3 games? He had 56 carries for 282 yards. This year he has 41 carries for 242 yards. He's only 40 yards off.
Right.
How many fumbles?
Last year.
Well,
now,
the fumbles are the problem. Yeah.
Running well after that. I'm going to tell you one of the biggest differences is, and I had a chance to talk to Lamar Jackson before the game.
I love
a
that.
couple days before the game. And I asked him, one of the biggest differences for his career, he averages like 10 carries a game. And this year in the first 2 games, he was averaging 4 carries a game. And he had said, listen, I just go with what play is called, but by Todd Monken. That's the biggest difference. You look at Lamar Jackson in 24 last year after 3 games, he had 35 carries for 254 yards. This year, he has 15 carries for 118 yards. He's not running the ball as much. He's not planned runs as much. And when he scrambles, good for him. He's looking downfield to make plays, but then he's getting caught in the backfield. So there's a difference there. The defense, listen, their defense was horrible weeks 1 through 11 last year anyway.
Right.
They gave up big play after big play. Last night, they gave up 2 90-yard drives. So it's all fixable because at this point last year, they were in basically the same position.
Mike, what did you think of the Lions going for it on 4th and 2 with like 2 minutes left and really trusting their offense to kind of put the game away?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not shocked. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything else from Dan Campbell. I mean, nobody should expect anything else from Dan Campbell. Listen, you kind of go by the feel of the game. If this was a 9-6 game, you may not go for it, right? Because the offenses aren't doing a lot. But when your offense is putting up the numbers and the yards that they're putting up, you have faith that they're going to get 2 yards. It's a lot of it is Dan going for it on 4th down, but you have to kind of follow the flow of the game.
The balls was the pass play. When you're running the football the way they're running the football, and to go to a pass play where so many things could go wrong, they didn't. That was just such a gutsy call, Mike.
That's a chess match move of you're running the ball well, so the defense thinks you're going to run the ball, so they're going to play up for the run, and you fool them with a pass. That's guts and that's confidence in your offense, especially in Jared Goff.
Mike, there was a point in yesterday's game where I thought Lamar had lost it, and it was when and I don't even know the linebacker's name, I just think he was White, where he tried to put 3 different moves on the dude, and the guy stayed with him the entire time and tackled him. I feel like Lamar's lost it a little bit, but really my question to you is,
sometimes if you just stay right where you are, Izzy, it works out for you.
You know what? Yes, that's true. But he's doing this a lot, Mike. He's just like, like he's questioning people. He's throwing his hands in the air. He's just like, what do we? So my question, Mike, is who is he talking to there? Who is he frustrated with there? Because it feels like he's frustrated with the play calling a lot of the time when they're not successful.
The linebacker is Jack Campbell, who is a tackling machine, by the way, and a big guy.
Thank you for that.
Definitely white. Yeah.
Well, I think Lamar is just overall frustrated and again, the biggest difference, quite honestly, is him not running. Again, I don't know if that's a conscious effort. As I said, he told me, hey, I go with the play that Todd calls. But he's had way more called runs where he is supposed to run that were last year that aren't happening at this point this year. And he's frustrated because he's getting caught in the backfield by looking downfield trying to make a play. Normally he escapes, and can buy more time. But now he's getting caught and he's getting frustrated. I don't know if he's frustrated with the O-line, frustrated with his play, frustrated with the play call. But I'll say again, pull the reins. They were 1-2 last year. Now it's a little different. They've 2 of the 3 games this year, they've rushed for under 100 yards, which is almost unheard of for Baltimore. But again, I put that's a lot on obviously Derrick Henry not going over 100 yards, but the lack of running by Lamar. And Derrick, three fumbles in 3 consecutive weeks is that's pretty odd for him.
We'll get to that in a second, Mike. I'm wondering if Lamar Jackson went to ownership and said, hey, John Harbaugh, enough, get him out of here. I want a new coach. What do you think they would do?
No, they wouldn't fire John Harbaugh.
Why?
Yeah, no. I mean, why would you fire John Harbaugh? I mean,
because he's got a generational quarterback and he can't make it to a Super Bowl with him.
I say that, though, in the same breath, Marty Schottenheimer made it to a couple AFC title games out to the Super Bowl and got fired.
Yes, but he didn't win one before, and Harbaugh has one, so that's a difference, right?
Yeah, right. And that's exactly right. So Harbaugh's not getting fired at this point.
I'm just playing the hypothetical. Does Lamar have enough power within the organization to get his head coach fired, do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, John Harbaugh has a whole lot of credit built up. I get the hypothetical, but Lamar's not doing that.
Golic, do you feel like we overuse the term generational? It feels like there's at least 5 generational quarterbacks.
I do it all the time,
man.
Right? That was aimed at me, Golic.
It does get watered down a bit, but what you're comparing it to is you have incredible athletic quarterbacks now who. It used to be they could just run, but now they can throw. I mean, in my era and before, it was basically a pocket passer. You dropped back 5 to 7 yards, you stood there, you threw the ball, you took a hit to the chin if you had to. But now you get the best of both worlds. You get a guy that can throw, you get a guy that can run in the running game, you get a guy that can scramble and extend a play. So the athletic ability of the quarterback, really of all players, but really from the quarterback position, is just so much better.
That's a generational answer by you. Generational answer.
I can't wait till we get to Baker, the generational quarterback. Go ahead, Taylor.
Mike, when I think of your era of football, I think of more like north, south, we're going to run the ball. There's nothing you guys are going to do to stop it. When you're watching this game yesterday and you see the innovation in football where it's like the Lions hand it off to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then that becomes an option on the outside for a player like Jahmyr Gibbs inside the 10, what are you kind of seeing there?
Oh, I mean, that was a great play call, by the way. I mean, listen, you can only get so fancy with your runs, especially when you have Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry. You're going to go power plays, you're going to go zone, you're going to go off tackle, and you're just going to trust the offensive line and the running back. But the way you mix it up, that's a way to keep a defense on its heels. Not only did that work, but now it's on film. So now every team playing them has to be ready to defense that. And it's defending it like an option. Someone has the pitch man, someone has the guy with the ball. So now you have to come up with a play to defend it. And you don't see a lot of option. And it wasn't the truest sense of option, but it was still an option, basically. Not run with the quarterback who, Jared Goff is not threatening to run the ball on an option. So they give it to an athlete to go ahead and run the option. But that's just that it's innovation. And again, the biggest thing, it goes on film for future games.
Mike, they might have used it early. It's week 3. I mean,
yeah, like I said, and every team now has to defend it.
Right.
Every team now has to talk about it in meetings, has to talk about the formation, has to talk about the possibility,
Right.
has to talk about the responsibility of who has the ball carrier, who has the pitch man.
when you were playing, Mike, did you ever have a running back that had a fumbling problem when you were playing?
I'm sure I did. I don't remember the name of the person right off the top of my head, but I'm sure that happened, and that depends on your stature. Derrick Henry's not coming off the field.
No,
Plus,
I know. Right.
he never really had a fumbling problem. This is more the exception than the rule.
Mike, you were talking about the Lions and sort of that 5-day window where we were like, what's going on with the Lions? And then if you look back, they lost to the Packers, which tough matchup in the first week of the season, right? And then
yes,
absolutely crushed the Bears. And then against the Ravens team, a team that many people think are Super Bowl caliber, win this game. So not what has changed, but just in the conversation, have we gone from, hey, they might be a letdown to they might be better than last year because their star power is pretty high up there compared to others in the league? Again,
I was never concerned about their offense. Mm-hmm. The amount of firepower they had on offense. The concern on offense was they changed a couple people on the offensive line because it was always one of the top 3 to 5 offensive lines in the game. But, you have a couple of changes, especially on the interior, and you start to worry a little bit. But the weapons have never been a question. The defense has been a question. And the defense really came up big. I mean, listen, they still gave up 30 points, but when you have an offense as powerful as you have, you can outscore opponents. Listen,
Hutchinson is everywhere.
Their next opponent is against the Browns.
Yeah.
The Browns have the best defense statistically in the league. They shut down the Packers. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. The Browns, because of their defense, are not going to be pushovers because of that defense. Now, way too much is relied on the defense, and if they're off a little bit, they could possibly get blown out because the offense can't do a whole lot. But people see the Browns on their schedule, and the listeners and viewers will probably think, well, that's an easy game. Not so fast. The Browns, I'm really interested in the Browns defense against Detroit's offense.
Mike, not so fast, my friend. Back when you were playing with the Eagles, Keith Byers fumbled the football 22 times.
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot. I mean,
that is a lot. But
I'm just wondering how you address that in the locker room. Do you say something to Derrick Henry? Do you leave him alone? I'm just wondering how that works. And then if you're on the other side of it, has the coach identified the guy who's got a fumbling problem? I'm certain Buddy Ryan did this when you were playing and said, hey, go get the ball from that guy.
The fumbling problem is, no, we're not. Who feels worse than Derrick Henry? Right?
Yeah.
Who feels worse than when Keith Byers fumbled the ball?
Right.
And today, in today's game, the way the defense punches the ball out, kudos to them for working on that technique. But that's on the ball carrier, keeping 2 hands on the ball, holding on. What am I going to say? Or even forgetting me, a top player like Seth Joyner, Reggie White, Clyde Simmons, Jerome Brown. What are they going to say to Keith Byers that's going to make Keith Byers hold on to the ball better next time? Again, Keith feels worse about it than anyone.
Yes.
You just have to work on your technique, which is hard to do because you don't go live in practice and have people punching at the ball in a live situation.
Hang on a second.
No one has more stature than Reggie White. Walk up to Byers and say, hey, hold on to the fucking ball.
Stu. I don't know how long you've been paying close attention to sports, but if Keith Byers fumbled 22 times in a season, I feel like Golic would have remembered it.
Multiple seasons, over multiple seasons.
You said, I heard 22 times.
22 times in a season, they would have benched him.
No, he had a long career.
I was going to say,
about
that's
Tiki.
ridiculous. And he was mostly a fullback, so how many times does he really have?
If he fumbled 22 times in a season, he wouldn't have the opportunity to fumble 22 times in a season.
Reggie White would have taken care of it, right?
I was sitting there like, wait a second, this can't be the Keith Byers I remember. I loved him as a Dolphin.
No.
Mike, could you make an argument for Peanut Tillman being a Hall of Famer for what he kind of brought to the football with the peanut punch?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't think I put him in the Hall of Fame for the punch, but let me tell you what. It used to be like when I was playing, it was like second or third guy in, try and rip the ball out, right? Now it's first guy in goes to punch it. That's another reason sometimes you see missed tackles, because guys are trying to punch the ball out instead of tackling the ball carrier, and they keep running. But boy, teams are getting good at it. Players are getting good at it, and that's a taught thing, and it's impressive.
I like where you're headed, Izzy. Signature Move Hall of Fame.
The Signature Move Hall of Fame is a great Hall of Fame.
Who had the best swim move?
Well, the first name that comes to mind is not even a great God Shamgod. God Shamgod and Peanut Tillman. Immediately.
Yes.
Hall of Famers. First ballot.
Signature
Dwight
Move
Freeney
Hall of
spin.
Fame. Oh, the Dwight Freeney spin. But he's a Hall of Famer, Freeney.
Yeah, he is a Hall of Fame. Yeah.
All of them. I mean, Mike, who's the best team in the NFL? Eagles?
I mean, you got to give the Chargers some love.
They're really good.
Jesse Minter has that defense playing incredibly well. Quentin Johnston has stepped up. They were waiting for him to kind of start living up, and he's lived up. Keenan Allen coming back has lived up. We knew Ladd McConkey was going to be an excellent runner. The thing that's still iffy to me, you lost Najee Harris for the year, but he was kind of the second guy to Omarion Hampton who had a big game. I'll say again, last year, the Chargers under Jim Harbaugh averaged 110 yards rushing. That was the lowest rushing year Harbaugh has had as a coach, pro or college. So he's used to having a better running game, and it's still not there yet. Again, the rookie's going to have the lion's share of it now that Najee Harris is out. But they have weapons on offense. Herbert can sling it. And again, Jesse Minter has that defense playing well. Until the Eagles get beat, it's tough not to say them, because what was all the talk in the offseason? Well, where is Jalen Hurts as far as the quarterback? And I always say, listen, he's asked to do what he's asked to do for that offense, which isn't throw for 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. It's to be a different kind of leader on that offense. But in that game against the Rams, the game got put on his arm and his shoulder, and he came through. So when he was asked to throw the ball, he threw it well.
He always does.
I still think you have to give it to them.
If the tush push gets into the Signature Move Hall of Fame,
that would be Jalen.
Who gets it? Is it Jalen or is it the pushers?
Huh.
Well, Jalen's the strongest quarterback in the league. His squat numbers are, he has great leverage and great hip and leg strength.
So it would be his butt.
But that would go to the O-line and the pushers.
Okay.
And again, the problem going on in the NFL is not the team running it. It's the referees not seeing the movement. I mean, that's who it's on. I mean, if I'm a defensive player and I see the offensive lineman move because I'm down there, it's called elbows and assholes is when you're down playing in a short yardage stance.
It's a name for a bar.
If I see that move, I'm not yelling at the offensive lineman. I'm immediately turning to the ref and saying, "Did you see that? He moved before the play." Right. So this is on the officials, and if the officials feel, because the side judge officials are on the side, all the way on the sideline, and if they say it's too scrunched up and they can't see it, well, you gotta find a way to fix it. You can't take it out on the team that's successful with it.
It's called the neutral zone for a reason.
If you want to use replay for it, then use replay for it to call the penalty if you want to, but you can't blame the Eagles. I mean, you can blame the Eagles because they're moving early, but like I said, an offensive lineman can hold every play, but if the ref doesn't throw the flag, guess what? It's not holding. So it's up to this incumbent on the ref, if you see a penalty, to call the penalty, and right now they're struggling to see the movement before the snap.
That'd be quite the slippery slope. I like the idea of just for this play, we can go to the review to see if there was a false start or something, but then you're going to have to do every play, right? Because they just got done with that with pass interference and they got rid of it.
You're opening up Pandora's box. I have a feeling, and I'm against it. As a D lineman, you think I'd be for it. I have a feeling if they keep having this issue, they're going to ban the play. Yeah. Which is, but if they ban the play, and I've said this 1,000 times, if you ban the play, you've got to ban all aiding of runners, not just in the tush push. Any running back, any receiver with the ball, the lineman going downfield, pushing the runner. You have to ban all of that if you're going to ban the tush push.
You buying into the Colts and Daniel Jones yet?
I am. A lot of it because you have the leading right. I guess Daniel Jones is playing well, right?
He really is. Yes.
But again, the stats aren't mind-boggling. It's 3 touchdown passes, but he has 3 rushing passes. He's only been sacked twice. Kudos to he and the O-line. And Jonathan Taylor leads in carries the league and leads in yards in the league. And your defense is ranked 7th overall. So this is truly a team effort. But your quarterback is not turning the ball over, and he's being very efficient. So this is a team thing for the Colts.
You know, the Colts are first in the league in point differential. I can't guess who's second. Could you?
Bills, probably.
Seahawks.
Get out of here.
Seattle Seahawks, baby.
Wow.
Really? And by
Because
the way,
yeah.
the Colts have only punted 1 time. That's a first.
Yeah.
In 3 games into the season to punt 1. The first 2 weeks, he didn't punt at all. Got a paycheck and didn't have to work.
Mike, on Sunday night, did you see something different with the Kansas City Chiefs, or did they just play a lousy Giants team?
They played a bad Giants team, and, you know, is it starting to come along for the Chiefs? Listen, they'll get Rashee Rice back after the suspension. They'll get Xavier Worthy back. Those are 2 pretty important cogs, though the last 5 years for Kansas City, they've had 5 different leading receivers. So they're kind of used to doing it.
Several
with
cogs.
different receivers. But the offense isn't playing as good. The defense isn't playing as good. The 2 best plays by Pat Mahomes had nothing to do with completions or running. He threw an awful behind the line of scrimmage pass, awful pass that Bobby Okereke from the Giants actually picked up on the 6-yard line. Pat Mahomes knew it was a behind the line pass, sprinted over, knocked the ball out of Okereke's hands, and
It was amazing. Yes.
That was an incredible play. And the other great play by him.
I love that we were praising him when he's the guy who actually fucking committed the turnover, but whatever.
That's why I said it first. He threw an awful pass.
I know. Yes.
And then another play, he breaks contain, which is impressive enough with the rushers that the Giants have. And he just heaves a deep ball as a jump ball and gets an interference call on the 1-yard line. I mean, those were 2 of the best plays of the game, and they had nothing to do with a long run or a completed long pass.
I saw something I'd never seen from the Chiefs in that same game. Isaiah Pacheco started the play, turned around, like he was facing the opposite way, and is like, oh no, the play goes this way. And it was just like, what is happening over there?
I mean, they were going against the team in the Giants who was worse than the league, giving up 177 yards on the ground, and the Chiefs came out passing. Scored 9 points in the first half, came out in the third quarter and ran the ball successfully. Long drive, touchdown, really put the game away because the Giants can't score. They throw a 1-yard pass or a deep ball, and the deep ball got picked twice in this game. So I got to believe Jackson Dart is very, very soon to see the field.
How'd you feel Notre Dame finally getting a victory? Congratulations to you, by the way. I mean,
well, yeah, listen, I mean,
Well worth the ranking.
Back in the top 10 next week.
they proved it. I mean,
you only play who you play.
Right.
Is it something to get up and go nuts about? Every game you win, you celebrate because it's a week of work that you put in and you got to win. But they have defensive issues. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
I mean, they don't have a true, really big-time one-on-one pass rusher. They're not getting pressure on the quarterback single man. They're not getting pressure on the quarterback when they bring heat. It's a struggle. You can't ask your DBs to hold receivers for that long. That's trouble. I mean, the offense is going to have to really outscore, the other team's offense because both defenses are giving up points.
Mike, it's like one of the best college football weekends of the year. You got
the best one ever.
I think you have 4 ranked matchups, including a bunch in the top 13. What's the game you're looking forward to most?
Oh boy,
Alabama, Georgia.
Penn State, Oregon, Alabama,
Penn State,
Georgia.
Oregon. I think Alabama, Georgia, we see it enough. Penn State, Oregon, because Oregon just jumped into the Big Ten. And I think so much is on James Franklin of winning the big game. So last year, James Franklin loses to Ohio State in the regular season and then loses to Oregon in the Big Ten championship game. And everybody says they have the team this year. The quarterback's back. Both running backs are back. The defense is strong, but he's got to win the big game. Well, he's going to have a chance. He plays Oregon this week. He plays Ohio State later in the season. So he gets them both. So I'm very interested to see does he get over the big game win that's really going to set them apart. I mean, they got in the playoffs last year. I get it. But the expectation is higher now.
Oregon in the Big Ten just did no.
That's weird. Yeah. USC in the Big Ten is weird. USC is playing some pretty good offensive ball as well. But it's just weird. And it really, boy, the travel. I remember James Franklin talking about it last year saying, we need to make the runways bigger at Penn State. He said, because we got to take big planes and fly to the West Coast now. I mean, and I hated flying into Penn State, because you had to fly into like Harrisburg and drive, or take smaller planes to go into Penn State.
Yes.
James Franklin actually had a good point because of the bigger planes and all the travel, the long travel that they have.
Yes. Penn State is the most difficult campus to get to in America. You're right.
Horrible.
Yes.
Horrible.
It's horrible. But this is the great part of the season for you because, everyone plays each other. They knock each other off, and Notre Dame just plays cupcakes, and there'll be a 3 seed in the playoffs.
Notre Dame doesn't play cupcakes.
Yeah,
they don't play any FCS teams.
They're not losing another game.
All FBS teams. And you know what? Some years the teams that they're playing are having good years, and some years they're not. Mm-hmm. I mean, who do you want them to play? They played a ranked Miami team. They played a ranked Texas A&M team.
They got Syracuse who just beat Clemson. You're right.
They're going to play a ranked USC team.
Right.
I mean,
I've never seen Mike so upset. You see his setting. He wants it to be calm, very be able to meditate there. You've got him yelling and it's echoing in his own space.
I know.
Not good. Don't get me worked up at this point.
Yeah. Listen, they're making the playoff. I mean, it's the whole thing was rigged for your team to make the playoff.
Okay. You already pissed him off, Stu.
I'm sorry. I love him so much.
As I have said many times to people who hate Notre Dame because of this reason, don't blame Notre Dame. Did Notre Dame make the rules? No. They didn't make the rules.
You're right.
So you don't want an independent team in there. Make rules that keep an independent team out. And then guess what? Notre Dame will join a conference. But why the hell should Notre Dame join a conference now? They have a better chance to make the playoffs, and they get to keep all the money.
Right. No, you're right. Mike, should the flex come earlier? Meaning, should someone have the ability to flex out the Dolphins and Jets on Monday nights?
Yes. But I mean, it's not easy on the fans, right? I mean, for those that have tickets to fly into a game or to plan to go to a game. But from a selfish standpoint, being in the business, yes, you should be able to flex earlier because, man, oh man, is that setting up to be an ugly game?
Yes, it is. Golic and Golic, FanDuel Sports Network every afternoon. Mike, we appreciate the time as always. I'm sorry I upset you with Notre Dame talk.
I was going to say, it was going so nicely. And then you brought up Notre Dame.
That was a big win against Purdue.
See you again.
Stop it.
Hey, it's a tough game this week. They go to Arkansas.
They're 2-2.
Be a good game. I'm done.
Sure it is.